Hey everyone, and welcome to the Defining Your Life podcast, where we focus on living in our purpose, practicing presence, and activating our power in each moment. I'm Marsharelle, your resident pep talk provider, and I invite you to join me as we continue to learn, lift each other up, and strive to level up together. Because we are never finished defining our lives, and it takes a village, so let's build one. Stay tuned for the episode. Hi, everyone. Happy Wednesday if you happen to be listening in real time. I hope that your week has been going well. You have found your focus for whatever it is that needs your attention currently, and you are doing what it takes to stay focused on the task at hand. Focus is not always easy. In most cases, distraction is so much more tempting and inviting, so we have to make sure that we are putting the proper measures in place to reel ourselves back in when we need to. And that doesn't happen by chance. We aren't often moved to buckle down and focus, nor are we naturally inclined to do so, particularly as it relates to the things we don't want to do, but know we need to do in order to move forward. And carrying on in light of the September challenge, I want to focus on commitment today and what it actually takes to be committed. Simply put, you have to commit to being committed. Y'all, I cannot believe that this is episode 45 that I'm talking to y'all on right now. And I know that many of you may be like, yeah, we know, or you might not even care about that number. It may seem insignificant to you. But when I think about showing up here on this platform 45 times, I'm like, wow, what else can I do? How else can I push forward with something if I simply commit to it? I could look at all the other podcasts out there that have hundreds of episodes under their belt or much larger followings. But guess what they started with before they got to the hundreds? You got it. One. Just like me. Their commitment is what got them into the hundreds, the same way my commitment got me to 45. They've just been at it a lot longer, but you know what else is a result of commitment? Longevity. There are so many things in our lives that we commit to without question, or we don't give a second thought to them. Things that you may or may not categorize as commitments. You may be committed to showing up to your hair or nail appointment every 2 weeks. You may be committed to going to work every day, going to school, or spending time with certain people. But the bottom line is we make choices every day to be committed to something. Even though lots of those things don't even really feel like a choice, they feel like necessities, obligations, or responsibilities. But we have the choice not to do any of them. The outcome of making that choice may not be favorable, but we do have that choice to make. So what are those things in your life that you actually view as choices that you're teetering on being committed to? I'm going to go back to an example I've used before, because you know me, food, cooking, yada, yada. But cooking at home 5 days a week. You may have dipped your toe into the world of home cooking, but are you really committed to it? Because let me tell you, commitment does not stop at searching for recipes, making a grocery list every week, buying the groceries, or even creating a schedule out of what you're going to eat with those groceries and when. True commitment is when you get those pots and pans out night after night, whipping up those delicious meals with that fridge full of produce that cost you a small mortgage, even when you don't feel like it. That's the part. The dedication outside of the convenience. And if you aren't committed to being that committed, then there is still so much work to be done. Let's be committed to doing what we say we are going to do for ourselves and the things we know that will make a great impact. Committing to the things that don't come easy for us is a challenge, just as committing to those things that aren't very convenient. I want to get up an hour earlier for a productivity power hour every day. That sounds great, doesn't it? When you say it out loud, productivity power hour. But when we rise in the morning to get our day started, that's when our true colors shine brightly, don't they? In my case, am I committed to getting up and doing the things on that productivity list in my power hour? Am I focused on that list, or am I committed to Instagram or Monopoly Go or arbitrary scrolling on the internet? Maybe just lying there, like not wanting to commit to anything at all. Listen, I am in no way judging. In fact, I'm putting my own business in the street because I know where I need to tighten up. But I'm asking you, what are you committed to? Better yet, what do you want to be committed to? Because we can shift our energy and dedication at any moment. The true test is what we put our energy behind. And committing to what you say you want to be committed to is where you need to direct your energy. Sometimes the thought of committing to acts of service or volunteering sounds good to talk about, and we may have the best intentions. But while intention and thought is super important, it doesn't trump action and the commitment it takes to follow all the way through. If you are participating in the September challenge, have you been committed to your challenge? Day over day, have you done something to help you along on the journey? We are just about halfway through the month. So if you caught yourself slipping or leaning away from what you should be leaning into, this is your cue to get back in the saddle. The time to start or restart or give it yet another go is now. As a reminder, it takes a little more than telling yourself, okay, I'm gonna do it, or writing it down or speaking it aloud even. It's really the why that is behind all of that will sustain you. If you are struggling to commit to something that does not have a meaningful, deep-rooted why, it's going to be so hard to keep that commitment. Because when struggle ensues, it's the why that you hold on to. Mental tenacity is what keeps us when things get challenging. Think Tom Hanks in Castaway. I can't remember the name of any other character in that movie except for Wilson, but that's beside the point. Anyway, he had a strong why, something to hold on to, right? He held on to love, the people that he loved, particularly his fiance. Without sight or sound, he held on to her in his mind with like a vice grip, and he didn't let go until he managed to get home. Now, obviously, that is an extreme example. But sometimes we have to go to extremes to get our mind together. Time is not a replenishable resource in our lives. So why do we waste it away without connecting to the valuable whys in our life that really do mean so much? Let's focus on giving our whys their just due. Commit to being committed to your whys. I'll leave you with a few words from Les Brown. You need to make a commitment. And once you make it, then life will give you some answers. I'll tell you one of the things that I'm committed to: growing this podcast and our community. And I'm also committed to asking for your help. So don't forget to share the pod with someone, write a review to increase our visibility, rate and follow the pod. All of those things are an important part of the process. And if you don't know by now, I'm committed to continuing to show up each week and share openly with you in the hopes of adding a little fuel to your fire so that you can burn a little brighter, just like Coco Gauff. Anyway, thanks for listening today. I hope that you have been encouraged to commit or recommit to something significant in your life that will move the needle for you. And I'm excited to hear about your increase in whatever way it comes as a result of your commitment. I can't wait to chat with you all again next week. Take care until then.